Hi guys, and welcome to the Set of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin, and this is episode 234. 65% of Bitcoin hash rate concentrated in China, and people tokenizing themselves on Ethereum. Now, if you're catching the stream live, welcome, and if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below. We really want to know what you're thinking. Now, if you want to be up to date with the latest crypto-related news, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. And if you want to keep on chatting with us once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. Link is in the description. You can also join us on Twitter. The link will pop up throughout the stream. It'll be somewhere around this area. And yeah, man, isn't it great to be here today? Awesome Thursday night, guys. I hope you're having a great time trading. Markets went up. Bitcoin up almost 10% in a day, which is insanely cool right now. And again, you know, stuff that we talked about yesterday. Like we said, we were closer to 10,000 than 5,000. So, of course, there was a higher chance of us going higher. Plus, we have the halving event, and we know there's a chance that the market could potentially dump after that. So, there could be some price inflation happening prior to the 12th. So, let's keep on monitoring what happens there prior to the halving event and then see what happens once it halves. Now, let's move on to the actual news, right? Now that we are here, Twitter's going to go out right now, so if you're going to join us there it goes, at the State of Crypt 1. Now, let's move on to the news, right? We have a couple articles to cover today, so let's get through those now. The first one is from Bitcoin.com, right? Yeah, Bitcoin.com. It just basically says 65% of global Bitcoin hash rate is concentrated in China. Is that good? Is that bad? Well, it could certainly pose a problem, that being that China now holds over 51% of Bitcoin hash rate. Meaning a lot more Bitcoin is getting mined in China, or a lot more of the hashing power it's being done in China. And that could potentially go on to negate transactions at some point in time, or delay them, right? So again, this just says that, you know, China accounts for 65% of the world hash rate. About half of the country's hash rate is produced in just one place, right? So half of that, 65%. The autonomous Xinjiang region, which makes up 35.76% of the global total hash rate. Now, it does go on to say that America it's just 7.24, and then Russia's quite close at 6.9. You know, Kazakhstan at 6.17, Malaysia at 4.33, and Iran at 3.82. That's the only thing I wanted to talk about this article. I don't want to go too much into detail after that. But again, it does put Bitcoin in a position where it could be subject to a 51% attack, being that most Bitcoin is in China, and people could potentially take it from there, right? Troy Palomalu, how's it going, man? Another Steelers fan. We had a Steelers fan a couple days ago, Pit for Life, Steelers Talk, and he was here on the channel like 2 or 3 days ago, man. But thank you for joining us, Troy. All right, that's it for this article. Like I said, I'm going to move on to the next one. This just says Paul Tudor Jones buys Bitcoin as hedge. This is from Forbes. And Paul Tudor Jones is a hedge fund manager and founder of Tudor Investment Corporation. And he says he's buying Bitcoin. He says that Bitcoin is an inflation hedge against great monetary inflation and reminds him of gold in the 70s. Now, the best profit maximizing strategy is to own the fastest horse, says Jones in a letter to his investors, and says, if I'm to forecast, my bet will be Bitcoin. And again, Bitcoin is probably going to be a key player with what's happening right now in the recession. Right now, particularly with what's happening with COVID and what we're seeing happening, right? And people like not trusting the government and the monetary policies that are being issued, not necessarily by the government, by the central banks, right? Anyways, he says that his 22 billion Tudor BVI fund may hold as much as a low single digits of its assets in Bitcoin futures. So again, he is holding Bitcoin. Now, this other article is from Forbes. It just says that people are tokenizing themselves on Ethereum. Why personal tokens raise red flags? For a whole bunch of reasons, right? First of all, you're selling yourself as a token, right? People are buying you as a token, or part of what you're gonna do, or your project, right? And we even talked about a case a while back about a guy who was selling himself on Ethereum, and he was promising to pay back people on whatever profits he made in the next 3 years. But then you fall into this whole red flag area of how legal that is, right? Because you're literally putting yourself up for sale, or people are buying stock of you, let's say as a person. And then how are you really going to declare what you're making, right? How are people going to know that what you're declaring is legit? It could always be fraudulent, and it's just an excuse for people to get money, right? When they do it this way, I think. Plus, it goes against everything that Bitcoin was about, right? It's not about being one person. It's not about being a product. It's not about being or crypto, right? In general, not just Bitcoin, but it's not just about being a person, a product, or buying stake on someone or in a company, right? It's about buying a decentralized system. And when you put stake on someone, you're buying a centralized system. That person's going to decide what it does with his life. If you give him that much money or whatever he's asking, I don't know, let's say in this case, someone asks for $10,000, raises in person fund. Then he gets those $10,000. He's promised he's going to pay you back in the next year. And then he just takes that money and just goes to sleep on it for, 6 months, does nothing. And then he just starts working at McDonald's, and he just pays you whatever profit he makes after working at McDonald's. How legal is this going to be, right? Anyways, I'm not buying this. It just raises a whole bunch of questions that are probably going to be tackled and addressed, and it's probably going to become a kind of black market for people to be selling themselves, and it's not going to be good, man. It's going to become the new ICO scam, right? Anyways, what's happening with Ripple? Ripple on-demand liquidity, basically, Bitso processed highest value of remittances in April. That's pretty cool. We'll talk about potentially why that could be happening. Now, XRP has been the third largest coin for quite some time. However, it might be the only major coin whose developments in the space are not reflected in its price. And that is so true because Bitcoin has delayed. Ripple has delayed XRP. Bitcoin went up by 9% today. And XRP just went up by 3%, which is not very much, man. Anyways, Ripple's on-demand liquidity platform has been contributing highly to the use case of XRP, especially in the US dollar to Mexican corridor. Bitso has been one of the early exchanges partners of Ripple in Mexico and has been noting great use of remittance platform. Now, according to the co-founder and president of Bitso, Daniel Vogel, the exchange reported the highest on-demand liquidity value of 4.3 billion pesos being processed just in the month of April. Now, the platform has been processing ODL transactions since April 2019 and noted an immediate demand from the users, and it took a while for the platform to reflect growth when plotted in a chart, and the transactions started to rise by August 2019 and were striding up since, starting in December 2019. The exchange on-demand liquidity transaction value reached 1 billion pesos, and in February 2020, the total was close to 2.5 billion pesos, but had a slowdown in March. So it goes on to say also that the U.S.-Mexican corridor, or Mexican peso corridor, has been the oldest and most active remittance passage of all time, and the volume noted on the corridor has been higher than in other corridors, according to Utility Scan. In the last 24 hours, dollar to Mexican corridor, right, dollar to Mexican peso corridor, has reported a volume of 7.29, I think it's million that they were quoting here. Somewhere down here, yeah, million. Right, so again, why is this happening, right? Well, there's a couple of reasons why we could be seeing a spike on the remittances. There's people that are working in the U.S. We know that the economy has slowed down, but people still need to send money back home for their family members to be able to subsist and survive. So we're probably seeing this pressure of people sending whatever they can, and right now, particularly because of the pandemic and what's happening, they're probably trying to send more funds home instead of keeping them over there. And that's probably why we're seeing an increase, right, on the remittances happening, because a lot of people are probably hearing how bad it's going to get here in Mexico, and people want to have funds, and people need the money right now because there's also high unemployment going on, or some unemployment going on. Probably not as high as the United States yet. Official numbers have not come out in Mexico yet, so we still don't know how employments will be affected, or employers or employees will be affected. Anyways, last article: Binance onboards Teana Baker Taylor to push European expansion. Now, she's going to be the new director of the new UK director to further push expansion in Europe. And that was announced today. She will develop the exchange's presence in the United Kingdom and further its expansion in the European region. And also, she will also focus on government relations and work with regulatory bodies to develop and implement best practices and policies to support compliant operations. She actually went on to say, "I'm honored to join the industry leaders organizing the world crypto I'm incredibly excited to be a champion for Binance in the UK and Europe, and I'm looking forward to expand our brand awareness, growing our user base, and supporting our vision to increase the freedom of money globally. Now, she has 20 years of experience, and she's bringing that to the crypto industry from areas on commercial strategy, regulatory, and governance, advocacy, marketing and communications, right, with the digital assets and financial services sector. Now, she's joining the exchange from Global Digital Finance, where she held position as an executive director. She was also chief marketing officer at CoinFloor and held multiple position roles at HSBC. She has also worked for FirstServe, Citi, and RBS. So she's worked with a lot of banks. She's probably well connected, and it could be a good move from Binance, because they might want to be pushing some kind of regulation or something to pass in the UK, and they're going to need these connections. Plus, if they want to go hard in the UK, which is, like, let's say, the financial heart of the world, or one of the financial hearts of the world, if you want to get a little bit more technical, right, being three, New York, London, and China. But again, being core in the world for finance, or a world financial sector, hard sector of the world, yeah, it's probably key that they have someone there that's going to be pushing the Binance agenda, right? Anyways, thank you for sticking for this part of the stream. This is just a news segment. We're going to move on to the technicals. I'm going to play a very brief intro. It just gives me time enough to set up here the side screen, and then I can start, like, talking about the technicals and what's going to happen in the market. So give me one quick second as I play this small intro, and we'll be right back. Thank you for sticking with us, guys. Again, if you like what we do, you know what to do. Hit that like, that bell, and that sub to be notified when we go live. Let's talk technicals. What's happening with the market? You remember yesterday how we were calling for divergence here? And look, man, even though we were calling for that bearish divergence, we said, like, we have to watch out for it, because, it can still go on developing. We're starting to make new positive momentum. Look at this, right? Going much higher, and still didn't manage to move that much on the MACD, right? The RSI, we kind of killed the divergence that we had, so we're going to get rid of that. But we still have it on the MACD, and we have bearish divergence that is strong, so we have to keep watching it. Hey, Benny, how's it going, man? Thank you for joining us. What's good? A lot of stuff, man. Bitcoin's up, so I'm happy. I opened a position at 8,600. It's sitting at 9,800, so I'm happy, man. Right? I wish... you can always wish you get out at the top, like 10,000 and whatever part it hit. But I'm waiting, man. We still have days before the halving, right? And we can still have bullish sentiment in the market, and I'm gonna wait a little bit, man. I'm gonna play it out, right? Anyways, impulse up, consolidation, impulse up. Probably gonna start to consolidate. We're creating bearish divergence again. We don't have it on the MACD, right? Yesterday, 7.81% increase on market cap. That means that $19.29 billion came in. Today, we're losing 0.91, meaning that $2.27 billion went out. We're sitting at $264.24 billion. Now, Bitcoin dominance. Yesterday, it gained 1.39%. Today, it's losing 0.36, sitting at 68.67% of market cap. And we want to see this go down, right? Bitcoin is gaining momentum, and it's gaining dominance because of the halving event. People are buying Bitcoin and holding Bitcoin because they believe it's going to have an upside or a potential upside due to the halving event coming in, right? So again, that's probably why we're seeing this rise in dominance, and that's fine. It looks a little bit exponential. If you look at this, it looks like a curve to the upside. So again, this tend to crash badly, right? We could get some pullback. Sitting at 68.66% of market cap. The price of Bitcoin at $9,874, $78.12. Now, where are we at? We're trying to go higher, right? I'm not going to look at this chart. This we usually use to chart to the downside, right? We even have it to 5,000. This is a chart we've been looking at lately, right? We called divergence. We managed to move up of like 9,564. Even hit like the 10,000s, as you can tell, right? This actually opened at 10,008. This closed at 10,000 on the dot. So we gapped up a little bit. This closed 10,000 on the dot. 10,008 opening, move down. Again, we're flirting with the 10,000 area. We're starting to move down. We're going to find resistance at 10,000. It is psychological resistance that we're finding there. And it could be easily beaten, right? There's a chance we could try to rally again. We're still creating divergence, right? This was 197.73 on the MACD, and this is 157.87 on 158.39 on the MACD. So again, slightly less, right? And we're going much higher. So creating this strong bearish divergence, we don't have it on the other side. We're actually sitting overbought at 78.10. And another reason why we could be pulling back in and getting a market pullback, because Bitcoin is overbought, right? We want to get this back to neutral areas, and the quickest way to do it is by bringing the price down fast. Now, that being said, I'm going to look at another chart that we have, and that's this one. As you can tell, we moved from 9,650 up to the next level, and we're trying to aim for 10,243. And we haven't gotten there yet, right? But there's a chance that now, if we go down, we hit this area, bounce, try to get to that top part, and see what happens from there. Still expanded above the 20 on the RSI, right? Let's go on the 4 hours. On the 4-hour chart, we created bearish divergence, right, till yesterday, 3 a.m. Price action to the downside. We did move down, right? We hit the, I think it was a 786. Yeah, 786 at 9,087. And we bounced from there, right? Again, getting this very nice bounce up to the upside, moving us above that 9,564 resistance, right? As you can tell, we kind of hit it, moved down, and then, open and beat it. On this chart, we're still farther away from where I had it, 9,650, but we know it's also a resistance that we managed to move above. Now, here, what I'm looking at, right? And this is just one island to the next island, right? And you're probably wondering why this is in orange. I called something out on the chat, on Twitter. Not on Twitter, on Discord, and that's why it was orange. I did it throughout the day, and when I do stuff when I'm not live, I do it in orange. That way we know what we talked about when we come on the air, right? As you can tell, we're going lower, creating strong bearish divergence, right, from one positive momentum island to the next. And also on the RSI, we're starting to have this bearish divergence that's strong. I think we called it out here, or at least we had it to here. We hadn't quite gone higher until like maybe a couple days ago. I just hadn't moved it, or I hadn't noticed that we still had it. But we're still tracking again, and we're sitting overbought at 72.68 on the RSI. So again, chances that we start to come down on the 4 hours just on what's happening right now. Now that we talked about this chart in the 4 hours, we're seeing overbought at 73.04 again. Chances that we come back in to neutralize the RSI, right? Being overbought, get back to neutral area before we try to rally again. On the 1 hour, what's happening? On the 1 hour, I thought I called something out on Bitcoin. Was it on this chart? This chart. Right? This is what I was calling out on the day at 10 a.m. We're having bearish divergence. It was starting to develop, and we know what we said when we started making a new positive momentum island, or a new negative momentum island, is that we should keep on tracking to see what happens. Obviously, this kept on increasing, and we just kind of killed whatever hope for divergence that we had on the 1 hour. Now I'm gonna move on to this chart just because it's the one we've been using mainly, and then I'm gonna move on to the other chart because I also have stuff there to look at, right? The other Bitcoin chart that I was doing. Now this is what has become our daily chart. While we were floating in near no man's land, we're having this bearish divergence, right? Going higher, lower, and from the RSI also having this bearish divergence. That is strong. Now we're showing strong bearish divergence on the daily. We're showing strong bearish divergence, right, on the daily, on the 4 hours, right, and on the 1 hour. So we have in all three charts. There's a chance price could be coming down. Now consolidation that happens, right? This consolidation to the upside, we don't like to see that, right? Usually crash from that. But Bitcoin, of course, with the halving event coming in, didn't respect this. We have all these fundamentals at play that are driving the price up and really not carrying much further divergence. At some point in time, this is going to have to come down, right? Anyways, on the 1 hour, like I said, we rejected a couple times, 9,564, and now we're starting to move up. On this other chart, we hit it spot on, man. I have this other chart where I have it at 9,650. We climbed up there, hit that area, rejected, we opened, and then managed to move above right on the line. So again, we have good charting going on, or we had good lines out, for a while. So if you're new to the channel, you're probably seeing these lines, right? If you're not new, you probably have seen these lines before because we've talked about them before. Anyways, probably going to move up here. We're moving down right now. There's a chance we touch the 20 on the 1 hour. And if we do that, there's a chance we could bounce. And if we bounce, we could certainly be heading for that 10,243. Certainly that 10,000 again and try to break it. Again, we were above 10,000 3 times at 6 p.m., at 9 p.m., 7 p.m., and then at 8 p.m. And then from then on, we just started to move down a little bit. Sitting bought on the RSI at 68 on the dot, 68. Now, let's go on to Ethereum. What is happening with Ethereum on the daily? On the daily, it's losing dominance. 1.05 yesterday. Today, it's gaining 0.70, sitting at 8.89% of market cap. The price of Ethereum at $212.65. Man, are we doing something? Yes, we're hitting resistance. Where we had it before. The 618 at 213.23, right? We hit that area, right? Look, close there, or very close to it. We actually closed at 212.56, and right now we're opening. We're struggling with that area. We're still sitting at 212.72, but unable to really break above that area yet. Bouncing off the 20, which is good. We had divergence, move down, bounce off the 20, trying to get that higher price. That's all good. We don't have anything happening here on the RSI or the MACD. Bought on the RSI at 63.13. Again, Bitcoin went up 9%. Ethereum is going up 6.65%. Now let's go to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, what do we had? Divergence, price action to the upside. We called that out a couple days ago, right? May the 6th, so yesterday. We got this very nice bounce, getting above the 20. And again, heading for that resistance, right? We knew we were probably going to touch that area and flirt with it. We're doing that. Now, high, higher, high, positive momentum, more positive momentum, high on the RSI, higher on the RSI, being congruent on the top. No bearish divergence yet. Neutral on the RSI, 57.80. Let's go to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, what do we call this? Was back on the 6th at 6 a.m. We moved down on that bearish divergence. Right? We talked about that yesterday. From then on, we started to rally because the market started to rally, particularly Bitcoin. From then on, we hit the 20, sorry. Reject it, move low, try to hit it again, reject it. We didn't quite move lower. Try to do a U-turn and going out because Bitcoin started to climb up, right? You like to see $370 Ethereum? Man, I would love to see a like $2 XRP, man. That's gonna be good, man. Anyways, getting moving to the downside, breaking below that, I think is this. What do we had here? What do we call this at, man? The 618 at 213.23, yeah. So we're starting to move below that, right? On divergence, we have bearish divergence in right now. Bearish divergence is in session, right? Nice. Action going higher, and we're going lower on our MACD, and on our RSI we don't have it. We're going higher, but we're sitting neutral right now at 57.77, enough where this could try and rally again. Again, that's it for Ethereum. I'm gonna move on to XRP. Man, XRP took a nasty fall on dominance yesterday, 4.23%. Today gaining 0.57%, sitting at 3.64% of market cap. The price, we're looking for it like divergence to happen here. Of course, it just got completely killed, man. It just got annihilated. No longer there, right? We're going lower and much lower. The price of XRP, 21 cents, 21.861 cents. Finally managed to bounce at this area. Remember how we said this yellow rectangle is full of supports and resistances where we could try to go? Benny has a question. If Ethereum pumps, does it make a bigger effect on alts? Bitcoin pumps, the rest of the market goes up and down. I feel Ethereum is a stable crypto for alts. I mean, we're probably going to start seeing hype on Ethereum, right? Because of Ethereum 2.0 coming out in June or July. I can't remember exact date or exact month. And that's probably going to be driving the price of Ethereum up. And it could leave other alts in the dust. Right? We do have also a fundamental coming in for Ethereum. Bitcoin pumping usually pumps the market. We did get a pump today because of Bitcoin, but not as heavy because Bitcoin has that fundamental behind it. That is the we have that fundamental behind it. That is the halving event, right? So we know Bitcoin's probably going to keep on pumping or trying to pump still a little bit more prior to the 12th of May. You're in on AN cash. It goes up when Ethereum goes up. I mean, the whole market is moving in sync, right? Yesterday was a green day for everyone, right? Or for most coins. Today we're starting to see movement to the downside from Bitcoin. Ethereum's also showing it, right? Moving down. Again, we gotta wait and see what. Sorry, this is XRP, but you know, Ethereum is also showing that movement to the downside, right? Not a lot though. Still has it now. XRP. What's happening? Again, divergence, price action to the downside, moving down. We hit this area of support resistance, right? This rectangle that we have, that we called out plenty of times. We know it's an area where we can bounce. We managed to bounce there, sitting neutral on the RSI at 59.75, but almost bought, right? Neutral, borderline, bought. Now that's it for this on the daily. I'm going to go on to the 4 hours and see what's happening there. Now on the 4 hours, we're getting this bounce, right? You know, we managed to break in, break back out. We flirted with it, touched it, and then using it as trampoline to bounce. We try to move down and hit the 20 twice and bouncing from it. I'm not liking this. I want to see this above 22 cent area again. We could be targeting that. We're not that far away from 22 cents, right? We're at 21.86. We should be getting above 22.605. So we have 1 cent to move. We're about 80 cents to move. Not 80 cents. Sorry, 0.008 cents, right? That's what we need to move. Like 0.80 fractions, or a cent, whatever, you know, whatever you want to call it. But we need to move up that much for us to get above this area, or try to get at this area at least. And we're probably going to find resistance, because that's usually what happens when you get to those areas. That's what they're resistance lines. All right, let's see what else is happening, man. Nothing else happening on the 4 hour that I can see on a quick look. Neutral on the other side, 52.97. Let's go to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, moving up, again, moving higher, also higher on the other side. We don't have that bearish divergence, right? Why are we breaking down? Well, probably because Bitcoin is breaking down. Sitting neutral on the other side, 51.22. Now, something I'm going to look at is the previous island to this new island. As you can tell, we're going much higher, right, on that MACD. We're slightly lower on the RSI, and that's probably the reason that we're probably breaking down. Let's see this. We're going slightly higher, right, from our previous high. Higher. We're good on the MACD, but we're not that great on the RSI, right? We do have a sort of strong bearish divergence just against the RSI, and that's potential what moved us down to hit the 20 on the 1 hour chart. And we're going to see if we can get a bounce from that area. I hope we do. You know, every time we've had massive movements, we've gotten a little bit of contraction of the Bollinger Bands happening now. Sitting neutral, like I said, at 51.22 on the other side. I'm going to move on to Litecoin. What's happening with Litecoin dominance on daily? Yesterday it lost 2.20. Today is gaining 0.60, sitting at 1.16% of market cap. The price of Litecoin, $47.33. Divergence, action to the outside, hitting the 20, bouncing at the 20. Because the rest of the market bounced, right? Bitcoin went up as well. Right now, losing a little bit of that, right? 0.33%. Right now, sitting neutral on the RSI at 55.89 on the 4 hours. What's happening? Last thing we called was bullish, divergence, price action to the upside. Getting this nice rally coming in, breaking above the 20, which is good. We touched it once, rejected. Next candle, we managed to break above it. Right now, we're starting to move down a little bit, and that's probably because Bitcoin's also moving down. We don't have anything else happening here yet. So let's move on to the 1 hour. 1 hour, last thing we called bearish divergence, action to the downside, move down. Again, bouncing because the market bounced, not because it created divergence. We talked about that yesterday. From then on, we just flirted with the 20, managed to get above it. Use it as sort of support here. We're not quite at it, using it as trampoline, but you know, coming in with strength because Bitcoin had strength. But again, this, just like Ethereum and Bitcoin, is showing this divergence that is bearish, right? This strong bearish divergence. We would also have it on the RSI, right? It's just very slight here. But again, strong bearish divergence, price action to the downside. Now we're starting to lose a little bit of value, and this is just a sentiment that is across the market, right? It's not just this coin that has it. Most coins are showing it, except for XRP. Neutral on the RSI at 54.76. And again, that's why I move a little bit quickly throughout when I'm doing the altcoins, because it's just right now it just seems like one of those, like one analysis fits most, right? Yesterday, lost dominance, 3.85%. Today, we're gaining 1.37%, sitting at 1.01% of market cap. The price of Binance at $17.13. Again, hit same thing that Ethereum, right? Divergence, action to the downside, hit the 20, bouncing from it. Right now, starting to look green still. But again, no technicals on here yet. Sitting at 58.26, neutral on the other side. Let's go to the 4 hour. What do we had? You know, we had this divergence. This is a resistance line, I believe. Yeah, it's a resistance line that we traced, and we're managing to break it. I won't put too much stock on it. I'm actually going to remove it. It's going to get the charts confused. Still yellow. We called this bullish divergence price action to the upside. Look at this. We're getting the pump, right? Just like the rest of the market. Moving down after getting up above the 20. And right now, moving down, touching it again and bouncing from it. Neutral on the RSI, 55.78. Now let's go to the 1 hour chart. What it called bearish divergence, moving down, starting to pump. Why? Because the market's pumped. Again, going higher, right? Going slightly higher and going lower. Again, just like the rest, right? Just like Litecoin, just like, Ethereum and Bitcoin. All these 4 coins are just showing the same technicals, right? Again, a strong bearish divergence, price action to the downside. We're starting to move down. A chance we could come down and touch the 20 and see if we use it as support. Now, Benny, you said in cash. I'm going to look at in cash, brother. Bitcoin Deck, how's it going, man? You sent me a picture with your Minecraft account. Has $400 of Bitcoin. Wow, man, that's pretty cool. You sent it to me on Twitter or on Discord? Let me know. And cash. Discord general. All right, cool. I'll check it out in a second. And cash moving down below 20 again. Not good. We're probably gonna move slightly lower again, making lower lows than the previous lows right now. Right, all-time lows, I believe, for Encash. Yes, all-time lows for Encash, Benny. Man, I'm not sure what to say about this coin right now. I guess there's nothing to say here on the daily. Sitting sold at 36.37. Let's go to the 4 hours, man. This could be a good player, right? We had here divergence. We were hunting for it. I believe we might still have it. No, we don't. We did manage to rally a little bit, right? We got this small spike after we called it, right? And then from then on, we just moved down, right? And this would imply that if we were to track this to here and track this to here, we would negate it and we wouldn't have anything to go on. So again, we're starting to get this, not good looking stuff for Encash, man. Sold at 34.48 on the other side. Let's go to the 1 hour, see if we see something there. Here, right, we call this one also divergence, right? Price action to the upside. We got this rally, man. Came in nice, right? We even managed to move slightly lower still, right, to here, and got this very nice rally to come in, right? Boom, pump, and then back down. Right now, I mean, we could, in theory, go from one island to the next. Right, go from here to here, lower low, and from this island to this new island, right, creating that strong bullish divergence still. We don't have it here. We actually went to 0, man, on the RSI. It's like completely oversold. It should be going higher. But again, it's so insane, man. We've gone to completely oversold before and got these like small bounces, right, the small pops, and then we just hit oversold again all the way to 0, and then we hit all the way overbought. It's just insane how this token is moving. All right, Bitcoin Jake said he sent something on Discord General. You put a little Bitcoin in your game wallet. You love the wallet works so well. All right, cool. Do you want me to show this, man, or is it like private, or just for like the people in the chat? Because I don't want to disclose information if you're not okay with me disclosing it. Because you just said you had it there. I just looked at it. You can't. Okay, well, I'll just keep it private because it's your wallet and it's your whatever. But yeah, man, you have good stuff there, man. You withdraw 0.01 Bitcoin to address blah 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 blah. Saved screenshot. Awesome, man. Awesome, man. Good stuff. Cool, man. Yeah, that's it for Encash, man. If you guys want to look at something else, let me know on the chat. We'll definitely look at it. If you like what we do, you know what to do. Hit that like, that bell, that sub. I'm going to start looking at gold and silver real quick. I just want to see how the rest of the markets are doing. And then we'll come back to crypto. I'm super excited that Bitcoin managed to get above 10,000, man. Remember how we said yesterday we're closer to 10,000 than 5,000? I mean, I cannot... and then we talked about potential to the upsides and resistances to the upside as well. And we also talked 2 days ago about resistances to the upside. Because we knew there could be movements to the upside that could be coming in. DVT only on CoinGecko. It's 3 sets. I'll check it out, man. But I think DVT is not showing up on TradingView, and if it doesn't show up here, I cannot do like the analysis on it. But I'll check it out, man. All right, cool. Let me do gold and silver. Silver getting above the 20 again. We knew it was a chance. We're probably gonna hit for this area, the 50% line at $15.64. Let's wait for confirmation. We bounced at this low area for a while, and we know we're in the range, right? We talked about this. The normal range for silver, $14 to $17. There's really nothing crazy happening with it. So am I excited about the small movements that silver is doing? Not at all, man. It's just nothing happening. Gold moving up. Finally, remember yesterday we said we're probably going to get above that 1,704? We got up above that 1,704, right? Right now it's sitting at 1,715. And again, we're probably going to flirt with this. We're probably going to come down, touch the 20, and try to trampoline from it. Probably also going to hit 100% retrace again, right, to the 1,704, and try to bounce from that area. We don't have anything else happening on the technicals. DVT, yeah, it won't be. I think they use CMC. All right, cool. I'll check out CoinMarketCap. It's hard to do analysis there because I don't have the oscillators, but I can check out that coin and see if we can see something happening. Let's see, DVT. Nope. Not here, man. Alright, CoinMarketCap. DVT for Bitcoin Jake. DVT, there we go. Devault Technologies. Alright, cool. What's happening here? Market cap, $66,218.95. Volume, $286. Current circulating supply, 215,484,493 DVTs. Total supply, 258,065,569 DVTs. Max supply, 2 billion. Fudge, man. Alright, so I'm not sure when this came out. July. Alright, what's happened since? Let's look at the price. Which one's the price? The yellow, the orangey, right? Yeah. Alright, since inception, we're at all-time lows. It started out... This is probably off, man. 69 cents. Well, no, it's probably not off. Price in Bitcoin. Sorry, I need price regular. 64, like, $0.0064. Not a lot. Sitting all-time lows, man. Like 0.000307 cents. It's on CoinMarketCap. Yeah, man, it's on CoinMarketCap. You think TradingView is going to see DVT only on CoinGecko? Yeah, but it's not bringing it, man. It actually uses data from the exchanges as well, man. Not just CoinMarketCap. See, here's this. I got it from like look, this Bitcoin on Coinbase, this Bitcoin on Gemini, and Bitcoin on Bitstamp. So it does bring data from the exchanges, not necessarily CoinMarketCap. I looked for DVT, it's not showing up here. It's probably too small yet, or it's not bringing up the information. But I'm trying to look at this here and see what's happening, man. Volume. I'm trying to look volume. I can try. We keep the technicals looking at volume and price. It just means I gotta like short in here a lot and see what's happening. Very, very short term, man. Let's see. Where's the price here? So we're slightly higher, and on the volume, what was the volume? 297, 280, slightly higher on the volume as well, man. I mean, it's hard to do the technicals just by looking at the volume. You know, you could look for divergence against volume. Yeah, high potential. You hodl some. It's cheap, man. That's probably a look, the only thing I don't like is that it's at all-time lows. And it's hard to do technicals when you have none, right? Let me expand this again real quick. I'm trying to get like a clear view for this project, man. I don't want to be unfair when I analyze stuff. It's one of your moon bags. You can probably buy a lot of this crypto with like very little money, man. Oh man, where is it? Snap's no longer here. Where did it move to? Where did it migrate it to? I found it. Awesome. It's down here. I moved it today because I was doing something. And sorry about that noise. My old and trusty TI-83 Plus. Wow, battery low. I know. It's been saying battery low for the past 3 years, man. Let's see. This is like, oh, man. Let's look at the price, man. In dollars, what do we say? Like 0.003. Alrighty, let's see this. 0.003. Is it 2 zeros or 3 zeros? 3 zeros, man. Fudge that. 03. Wow. Like, with $10, you can buy like 33,333 units. That's insane, man. That is so insane that it's so cheap, man. And if it goes to like $1, you have to like $33,000, right? All of a sudden, man. That's so cool, man. Yeah. Would I buy coins that are that low? I mean, yeah, I could go hunting for low value coins, man, and put like $10 here, $10 there. $10 is not a lot of money, right? Yeah, I mean, some people might be a lot of money depending on where you live. But $10 is, I think, is a reasonable bet, right? You like, it's like a price like going out and having dinner somewhere sometimes. So of course you can put $10 on a coin like this, maybe, you know. You're near 1 million units of this. Like 1 million DVTs. Right on. Let's see. So like $300, right? Yeah, $300. I'm not sure if I'm willing to bet $300 on this. I'm not that's just because I'm not familiar with the project, right? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It could go to $1, man. You know, it could be a hive for all I know. But Devolver describes itself as a community-driven digital economy, focusing on low fees, fast payments, community governance, and passive rewards in the form of cold rewards. Like, what, do you get ice cream or something? Oh, that's sarcasm. Like, what are cold rewards, man? Like, do you get like money back? I'm not sure, man. Now, I'll have to like look out this project, man. I have never seen it, man. I don't have anything against low value projects. If you put like a sensible amount of money that you're willing to lose, because some of these projects can really go to zero and disappear. For every 25,000, you don't move every month. You get rewards. Okay, what do you get? Like it's like staking that you get, basically. And how much do you get for not moving 25,000 units? Like I said, $10 buys you 33,000 units. So with $10, you're getting the rewards. Like 350 right now for every 25,000. All right, cool. Yeah, I could be buy. I could buy like $20 of this and like have 66,665 or 666.66 units of this. I'm like, the problem that I have with these small projects is that they can very easily go to zero. Where do you trade this, man? Where do you buy this? Which where can I go to purchase this coin, man? SouthX. Is the exchange legit? I mean, there's some exchanges that are kind of like dark. So, is it one of the legit exchanges? Do you know if like eToro or not eToro, HitBTC or something like that has it? I'd much rather go somewhere where I have an account. Let's look at HitBTC. Haven't opened them in a while, so it's probably not even here. But we'll check if they have it. South Exchange, yeah, it's no KYC, and you withdraw with your DVT node. So you even have a DVT node. I just want to search. I'm not gonna sign in. Can I look at the list? Yes, beautiful list. Fuck, it wants me to log in. Thank you. Oh, here it is. Alrighty, cool. Let's see if they have it. DVT. Not here, man. Well, I'm trying to guess, right? CoinMarketCap tells me where they have it. Why am I trying to guess? That was just dumb of my part, man. If I go to markets, he'll tell me where. Right. Market pairs. I don't care. Just show me market pairs. Just by volume. Just South Exchange. That's the only one that has it. All right. Cool, man. Like I never use this exchange, right? Volume, 100%, 100.11%. Volume in the last 24 hours, $287, man. Was that you, Bitcoin Jack? Did you just buy that $287 and spike the volume of this? Look, the problem that I have with this low cap, or this low value cryptos, besides going to zero quickly, it's the fact that they're they're subject to manipulation, right? Very easily. Now, having them on an exchange that I'm not familiar with, that does not require KYC, it just makes me like, worried that the exchange could be a bit iffy, and then they could like take your money and run away with it, right? Because I'm not even sure, like this, I don't know this coin, so I'm not even sure if they have a wallet or a legit wallet. And then what's gonna happen? It's only listed on one exchange, so it's high risk, right? The exchange delists it, you're screwed. You're holding DVT on thin air, and it's worth whatever someone's willing to buy it for. And it could be like zero, right? Because it's just on the one exchange, man. I mean, a $10 bet on a coin, right? You do it like on stupid stuff, right? You spend it on other stuff. So like I said, it's not that much. So I mean, I'm not sure, man. It makes me worried, man. Let's discuss on the let's discuss on the Discord server, right? And let's figure out what, if I'm convinced to go into this coin, man. I doubt it, man. I'm not sure. Anything low enough could moon. Yeah. What rank did it have, man? I forgot to look at the rank. Where's it ranked? Let's see. Does it say here? No, it says here. Rank 1,559. Out of like, how many coins are there now? Man, I forgot. Like 5,000. So it's not that bad. It's in like the top 25%. Yeah, top 20% or so. Anyways, Bitcoin. What's happening with what were we talking about? Bitcoin. Yeah, if you're joining us now, hit that like, that bell, and that sub. We're a cool channel. We listen to you guys, and we discuss whatever you guys want to discuss. Let's look at the crypto real quick. At markets, S&P up 32 points. Again, not a lot. Nikkei up 55 points. Not a lot. Toronto up 2.95 points. Not a lot. London up 152 points. Again, something happening in London, right? Still having divergence, right? Like we called yesterday. Strong bearish potential price action to the downside. Let's go to the Dow. The Dow, it's moving. Yesterday it gained 211 points. Not bad, man. Managed to get above the 20. We talked about it happening. But we also talked about getting resistance, right? At the 236 at 24,053 points, right? That was yesterday. Charts with decentralized. Genesis block of DVT has Tiananmen Square article link China will never adopt it. This is by design. Awesome chats with decentralized. Yes, he's here. Awesome, man. I'm not sure who he is, but hi, chats. How's it going? Thank you for joining our channel. If you like what we do, hit that like, that bell, that sub. You're not a dev, but you're one of the founders of DVT. Awesome, man. What does DVT aim to do, man? Let me know. Because it's just listed on one exchange. Are you going to be listed in another exchange? Are you aiming for that? And will that impact? Of course, if you're listed on a new exchange, you could potentially impact price. But again, it could be really cool, man. Open source bank account for humans, all right? But yes, they're all scams. Yeah, a lot of the more small coins are scams, right? Open source bank accounts for humans. Okay. All right. So waiting on a solid exchange, not to be a waste of 10,000. Is that what the exchanges are charging you to get listed? $10,000. Right, man. See, I knew the exchanges were getting paid. And it kind of sucks that they're charging you to get paid, right? I mean, yes, they have to cover some fees, etc. Do you pay them in cash or do you pay them in crypto? Like, can you pay them with decentralized? With DVT? That sucks, man. They should be able to take the crypto that they're listing. Give them $10,000 of DVT, man. They can hold it and make and put liquidity into the market. Partial on DVT, always Bitcoin. Yeah. Volume's 99% fake, anyways. Where in South Exchange or whatever that is, or in CoinMarketCap. Anyways, while you tell me that, I'll look real quick at the Dow and kill this off. Again, like we said, we were going to get the resistance. We're getting that resistance, bouncing back below that area. Managing to hold 20. Let's see what happens. On the US 30, what's happening? We're managing to get above the 20, right? So we're probably, tomorrow, we're going to open and move ahead on the Dow, trying to get above this, or close to that area, right? It's sitting at 24,224. We're obviously going to get up somewhere on this area by tomorrow. If we still manage to go up on the US 30, right? If by the opening bell, the US 30 is below that, probably gonna still moving down. It looks like we're rejecting higher areas of value. Now let's go to oil real quick. Brent, we had divergence, price action to the downside. We called that out again. If you would have taken our play, you would have made 40%. US, again, I'm not suggesting that you take our play, right? This is not a advice channel. We just do, talk about crypto and talk about markets. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take anything I say as financial advice. It's not that, but we did call this play out, right? Like, this was almost 60%, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like, yeah, 65% in like 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, actually. But we talked about this price action to the downside. We called that out, right? So we're not worried about this happening. Also not worried about this happening here. Seems like we're still above the 20 on all of this. All right, awesome. So let's go talk this central line, or DVT. What's DVT for, man? I forgot the name. Devault. All right, cool. The volume is usually 90%. Okay. CoinMarketCap volume is usually wrong, fake, and that's why we don't pay thousands to get on exchanges that say they have X amount of volume, but it's really only 50 traders wash trading for free. Yeah. Yep. I agree, man. Are you listed anywhere else that's besides CoinMarketCap? Let's look at this. Crypto Compare. Let's see if they have the coin here, man. Search DVT. Default, you're listed here, man. Crypto Compare is a little bit more fair, right? Or it should be a little bit more fair. What does it say here? Max supply, 5 million. Okay, so I now have conflicting data. Default here says max supply, 5 billion. Over here on CoinMarketCap, which I get, it's fake. Plus, it's owned by Binance. It just says that it's at 2 billion, right? So in one I get 5, the other one I get 2. All right, cool. Blah, blah, blah. Start date on 2019. Devault Crypto, Devault website. All right, block reward. I'm going to open your website, man. I'm going to have it open on the site. I want to look at it after the stream. Certainly to look at it and see what's happening with that. Yeah, I'm not having a lot of info, right? I don't think it has been updated in a while, maybe. Let's see, daily? Weekly? Monthly? It doesn't, nah. It's not trading on any of the exchanges they have integrated with. All right, cool. So they're not getting data. We're not getting data from that. Now here I'm gonna go to like the home screen. I don't want to be anywhere else. Yeah, it's wrong. It's old. Yeah, man. I figured those like. Okay. Nope. They pull from CMC probably. All right. It's 2 billion now. All right, cool. 2 billion. We should probably update Crypto Compare. Yeah, it's not for the ones we bought. All right, cool. It's only South Exchange and GraviX. Okay, GraviX is also. You're there. All right, cool. This coin fair value, coin fair value should tell you what crypto should be worth in reality. It says that the price of Bitcoin is at 9,956. It says it should be worth 8,160, so it's overvalued right now. XRP is undervalued. This always shows XRP is undervalued, man. It's so insane. At some point in time, it said XRP should be worth $1. I mean, that's fine. I mean, it's just good to get quick views, right? Ethereum is more or less on par. It's sitting at 214. It says he should be worth 221. I doubt you guys are probably going to be here as well, right? I'm not even sure if I can search coin DVT. Yeah, it's not here. Alrighty. So, man, since you're in the chat, I can give you a little bit of ground. And why should people buy DVT, man? Let us know. Let us know in the chat why people should get into DVT. Why is it a good coin to get into, potentially? Or why is it not a good coin to get into, potentially? Again, guys, this is one of the co-founders of DVT that's on the chat. And we're just having a conversation. So, again, I want to know why I should get into DVT. It's really cheap. I'm not sure what the project is like yet, so I want to have a discussion on the Discord as well. and talk about some stuff, right? But again, yeah, let me know, man. What is DVT trying to do? What's its end purpose, right? How are you planning on doing it, man? The main focus of DVT are actually decentralized leaderships, meaning stakeholders run the entire project. Plus, we had a lot of fairness type designs, including sharkflation. All right. Another main reason is cold rewards. It's basically interest payment directly to users. All right, but that is like staking, right? From what I understood, you just have to hold the amount there, and then you get paid an amount, like certain amount of coins, right? So like staking, basically. It's a built-in decentral. Okay, cool. The AO system and community found and the AO funds. All right, cool. Yes, but no, not needed. All right, works on paper wallets even. All right, cool, man. That's pretty sweet. Staking usually means you need a computer. Yes, yeah, or you have to have it in an exchange, or you have to have it somewhere, right? But yeah, usually on staking you have to have it on a computer for sure. Yeah. This works on mobile devices even. All right, cool. Do you have a wallet for Devault? Is there a wallet app that you can download to like store it and not have it in the exchange? Yes, core wallet and mobile wallet. All right, cool, man. Like, what other exchanges are you looking for to list on? Electrum wallets, light clients. All right, cool. Probably none right now. All right. Alrighty. Just letting people accumulate cheaply. Right, but at some point in time, you're expecting for this to take off, right? Like, of how much circulating supply is there? Because CoinMarketCap had some information, and CoinMarketCap had some information on circulating supply. But you have so much supply, right? You have 2 billion, and in circulation you only have 215 million, right? It costs 700 to 2 times the market cap at the moment. All right. Plus 40 million for budgets not counted. All right. 700 years to go until 2 billion. Fuck. All right. So this is getting released on a yearly basis, right? Or on a monthly basis or on a daily basis. You're releasing a certain amount. How much money are you releasing into the market? Is this working like with Ripple, that they have it on? Like, I'm not saying that it's like XRP, but is it working something like where you have it on a what is it like? Fuck, I forgot the name. It slipped my mind. Okay, sorry. All right, it just works like Bitcoin. Okay, so you don't have it on like a fuck, I forgot the name. Like an escrow where you get the release, right? It's mined. All right, cool. Every 2 minutes, like, all right, it's a Bitcoin Cash fork. All right, cool. So every 2 minutes, 440 is mined. It works like Bitcoin. All right, cool, man. All righty. So that's where you get the rewards, right? For holding 25,000 coins, you get rewards, right? All right. And how often are you getting the rewards? Is it daily? Is it weekly? Is it monthly? Is it immediate as they get mined? Thanks. By the way, man, there's a chat bot there, and if you type a lot continuously, it might block you temporarily for like a 5-minute pause or something. So just be careful about that, right? 30 days per address usually. All right, cool. A user has to wait 22,000 blocks, roughly 30 days per payment. All right. Earnings at 1.25% per month. All right, cool, man. Look, let's do something. Let's catch up on the vault off stream. If you have Telegram, we can chat through there. I'll get Bitcoin Jack to connect us, right? I have him on Twitter. If you have him on Twitter, we can connect. You can also follow us on Twitter. I'll send out the link right now. It's right there at TheStitterCrypt1. Send me a message. Let's talk on Telegram. Awesome, man. Just checking in because all right, cool, man. You send it. All right, awesome, man. Thanks. Yeah, let's talk on Discord or let's talk somewhere, right? Telegram or whatever. And then a while back, I did a small piece for guys that had ETHplode, ETHplode, and I started chatting with them there. And that was mainly because you know, I like their project. I participated on their airdrop, and I like what they were doing. So you know, I did believe it was a good project. I haven't caught up with them after that. But I do want to understand more what your project does, and I can probably talk about it on the stream a little bit more in detail. So I gotta come up with like some questions, right? And like, yeah, we can discuss them in detail. You never heard of ETHplode? Dude, they burned half of their supply. They gave an airdrop, and they put out a certain amount of money on the airdrop, and what wasn't used, or what wasn't given away on the airdrop, they killed it, man. You never heard of what? Sorry, man, I got lost. Bitcoin Jake said, you never heard of that. So I just got completely, Telegram? I'm not sure, man. Oh, ETHplode, yeah. Alright, yeah, man, they burned, like, half of their supply, man. Or, like, yeah, something like that. So whatever was not given away, or they had set up for them to give out on the airdrop, they just completely, like, destroyed it, man. Like, so they didn't take it back, they didn't dump it in the market, they just, like, you know what, it wasn't given out in the airdrop, it just gets destroyed. So they had destroyed a lot of the supply, man. It probably cost them a lot to do that. Like I said, I haven't caught up with them in a while, but I probably got to talk to Marcus and see what they're doing with the project. And yeah, man. But a lot of crypto out there, man. A lot of projects, a lot of people trying to do stuff. Gorilla Teeth, and it costed a whole coin per transaction fee. Was it cheap though? I mean, I'm not sure. Like, that's the whole point, right? Like, look, let's see if they have it here. ETH. So it's here, right? ETHplode. ETHplode. It's also cheap, man. It's not expensive. It's not an expensive coin. It's like worth $0.001. And yeah. It says a store of value built on the Ethereum blockchain with deflationary characteristics. Whenever the flow is transferred, 0.5% of the amount is burned. According to the team, the self-destructive functionality increases the asset's scarcity over time, and it's hard-coded directly into the monetary structure. ETHplode is based on the design of the BOM token, a hyper-deflationary self-destructing currency. So again, if you would have gotten in when it was created, your ROI would be negative 93%. It was a merge of two cryptos. You can remember the whole thing was trash. Yeah. It's a whole problem, right? Of some projects that they're not well funded. They don't have a good team. And it just like goes crazy, right? Same with all cryptos right now. Yeah, man, a lot of projects, man. A lot of projects. A lot of people are just trying to make quick money on crypto. And a lot of projects are down hardcore, man. And that's not good, man. Because the project at least should retain its value and aim or strive to make more value. And these guys, even though they've been burning, it's just a store of value. It doesn't have a side purpose. And now I don't want to diss on ETHplode. I kind of like the team, and they're pretty cool guys. But they're just calling themselves a store of value. Bitcoin already does that. There's other coins that do that. Hyper deflationary. It just burns a lot of supply every time. Alright, so what's the purpose of having it, man? How's it gonna... What is it trying to solve long term? Have a place to store crypto? That is not a problem. You can already have crypto. You can already store it somewhere. What they're trying to do is just by being a store of value, you can do it anywhere. You can do it in... A store of value should not lose value to begin with. Losing 90+%, that destroys being a store of value. A store of value should be kept, maintained, and increased. That's the only thing a store of value should do. Right? Increased at least by whatever inflation is, so your money is still worth the same amount a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, and it still has the same acquisition power, so you're able to buy the same amount of things with the money that you have, right? So again, it should not be worth less, it should be worth the same or more, So what they're doing with this, and I don't believe the project's moving along that well, man. I mean, I do hope that they're doing something besides that, but again, still yet to be determined, right? Anyways, yeah. So thank you for joining us, chats with Decentralized. Thank you for joining us again. Bitcoin Jack, thank you for bringing him in, man. Thanks. Thank you for joining. Thank you for chatting with us, talking about your project here on the State of Crypto. I think we're gonna call it a stream for tonight, man. Gaming and hanging out, drinking some beers. I wish I could drink beers, man. Mexico is running out of beer. Believe it or not, they stopped beer production about a month ago, and beer distribution. And there's no beers, man. You go to the supermarket, all you find is like either craft beer, or that's it. There's like no local beer. There's no kind of beer, man. Yeah, for sure, man. Way. My wife went out the other day. The beer fridges are full of Pepsi and Coke. And they stopped beer production. It's so fucking insane, man. There's no beer. They're selling a 24 pack of beer for like $50, man. No, more than that. Like $75. And people are buying a 24 pack of beer, like a small case, for like $75, bro. Damn, dude, I wish I would have stocked up on beer and be reselling right now. I did stock up on a little bit of beer. I mean, I don't have like a killer amount of beer, but at least I have a good like 18 pack of beer here. And that's about it, man. I don't think I'm gonna be drinking that much. I have a insane bottle of whiskey here on under my desk. Yeah, it's a big bottle. It's about 1.75 liters. So it's a huge bottle, man. It doesn't say how many like ounces or whatever, but it's freaking huge bottle. And that's sometimes what I drink, right? Yeah, but Corona, it's international, so it probably could be. Corona is international, so it could get produced in another plant, right? They can change production to somewhere else. It's part of InBev, and now they're InBev. So AB InBev, right? Anheuser-Busch. So they could produce somewhere else and still ship to the U.S. They're just not producing in Mexico, and it's not being shipped from here right now because distribution stopped. You're feeling spoiled right now buying a 6-pack of beer. Oh, hey. You're about to start buying Coronas. Yeah, man, I think I just have like a 6 of Corona, man. And then I have 6 of like other kinds of beers back there. But it's insane, man. We're seeing like shortages of stuff that we shouldn't have shortages of. Like, I went to the supermarket. My wife wanted me to make pizza the other day. There's no flour, man. There's like no wheat flour. There's corn flour. I'm not gonna make corn flour pizza, man. It's gonna taste like cornbread. But the only thing that we have, I had to go on like eBay to buy flour because there's no freaking flour anywhere, man. It's insane, man. Like you try to find yeast. There's no yeast. I had to go to like another website to find yeast. It was just so freaking stupid that we're running out of stuff, man. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for tonight, guys. A little bit of ranting towards the end of the stream, but good stuff, right? Good talk about cryptos, about new projects, developing projects. So yeah, let's hang out tomorrow. Let's talk tomorrow, right? So thank you for joining us tonight again. Like I said, this is State of Crypto. I'm your host, Martin. It has been a pleasure being here with you guys tonight. This awesome Thursday night. Had some killer wings earlier tonight. There's a promo where I buy like 25 wings for like $5 or something like that. Somewhere, yeah, like less than $5. So it's like $4 for 25 wings. It was insanely cool, man. Tony, man, how's it going, man? Troy, sorry. I thought you left, man. I hadn't seen you in a while. I talked to you earlier after you typed something out in the stream with your hi, and then I just didn't see you until now. But thank you for joining us, and thank you for sticking with us. Yeah, good chat, man. Let's talk later, Bitcoin Jack. Yeah. Thanks for sending us more love. Again, this is State of Crypto. I'm your host, Martin. Thank you for being here with us this Thursday night. Talk about crypto to your friends, to your family, to your coworkers. I'll catch you tomorrow for another edition of the State of Crypto. Until then.